is what I think I will drown in pink. After you, I'm afraid of feeling some too soon. Cling to what you're giving. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Paint away the innocence. Hearts hope I'm okay. You're alright. Goodbye then. What's up? Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. What up? Oh, hold on one sec, guys. We're gonna cut out for 1 sec. I gotta fix, I forgot to adjust my internet. Hang tight. Freedom. Let's go! You depend, so you always will. Rest yourself, I'll help you clean up the mess. What is up, people? Always jumping through. Dude, that should resolve itself. I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. Caught up in this perfection. Pay attention. All right, there we go. Yeah, you never will. So you always. Let's go. Should resolve itself now. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. Wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Let's go! Oh yeah, baby. Dude, we're still resisting. Dude, resist. Resist my nuts. Just wanna be free. to the Chuck of punk rock politics. You get us through a lot of shit. Thank you, gringos. Nay! Yeah! Freedom, yeah! Oh, the church. Yeah! Let's go. Dude, let's go. The church. All right, I was wondering about that. Tithing to the church of punk rock politics. You get us through a lot of shit. Tommy, thank you, Green Ghost. I was going to say, though, the Chuck, dude, it could be 𝗙𝗪𝗏, right? The Chuck of politics. Oh, yes, let's go. Dude, let's go. So, sorry about the little fucking chutzpah or whatever we had to deal with in the beginning. I forgot to switch to 5G, right? Sometimes my computer connects to 2G, and then there's interruptions in the system. That's why there was that buffering in the beginning. But fucking A, you live in Mississippi, dude, that sucks. It sucks. So, dude, what a day. Okay, I have not looked into a lot. Apparently, they released a lot of emails. Something tells me we're going to be talking about this for a while. I do want to start and say this. I want to say I know that everybody was upset about the shutdown and the caving, but I do want you to understand that 𝗙់_𝗪𝗏 getting sworn in and the deluge of Epstein shit that is about to hit the fan would not have happened if we kept the shutdown going. And as much as everyone was disappointed in the caving and this, that, and the other, the fact that the shutdown ends and this shit comes out to now simultaneously hold space with what's going to be a renewed shutdown fight is going to be amazing. Okay? It kind of had to happen, guys. Like, the government had to come open, okay? And some shit is gonna go down now. Shit is gonna go down like crazy, bro. Dude, like, I mean, get ready. It's only gonna get wilder. Okay, this was just the surface. Well, so the thing about this, though, Dab, let me just tell you, when you say the question is, dude, if you kept the government shut down, those people were dying anyway. You know what I mean? Like, keeping the government shut down was not going to give those people health insurance. The outcome was the same. Government shut or not shut. You know, that's why I think the decisions were made. I mean, if keeping it shut down would have saved people, I think they would have kept it shut down. I think the realization is that we're not going to get out of this unscathed, unfortunately. But we just have to keep our eye on the ball and fucking make sure we make them pay a price, okay? You know, now that there are a couple things, though, in this thing that are gnarly, like the $500,000 to senators who were investigated and the hemp shit. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? The hemp shit, like, dude, that is fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, why are we fighting hemp in the year of our Lord 2025, bro? You know what I'm saying? In the year of our Lord 2025, why are we fucking making hemp illegal? Dude, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Just unfucking believable, bro. Dude. Now, you ready? So, you know, now the thing, though, that's really interesting about the phone record subpoenas that is crazy, and I don't know if this is it, but check this out. What if, all right? What if that thing is just protection against Trump subpoenaing phone records, right? You know what I mean? I hadn't really thought about that because I heard about that and I'm like, goddamn, dude, that's outrageous. But what if the Senate put that in there because now they know if the Trump DOJ subpoenas anybody's phone records, they can all, right? Now there's a huge financial penalty if Trump tries to fucking subpoena their records now, right? I mean, because you got to wonder why the fuck would they let that in there? And because it seems ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even want to speculate though, because there's so much bullshit going on with those guys. Like, all I really care about is this. I'm willing to set that aside for a little bit to focus on the Epstein shit, okay? Because the Epstein shit is like, this shit has to come out, okay? The time is now. Now, you may have noticed, guys, you may have noticed a thread today, okay? There were very distinct threads that hit the internet today, okay? First off, thread one is we had a massive dump of emails from the Epstein files. And much of this shit is from the estate shit that was subpoenaed, Jeffrey Epstein's personal email accounts. So you have a flood of emails hitting. Now, the Republicans instantly tried to build a couple narratives, okay? Narrative number one, guys, was the redacted victim is Virginia Giuffre, and that means Trump is innocent. Now, we have to look at that particular narrative because that narrative, guys, is total bullshit, okay? Total bullshit, all right? Now, on the one hand, Virginia Giuffre did say that Trump never engaged in any illicit behavior with her, but her fucking father worked at Mar-a-Lago. Of course, Trump was not fucking around with Virginia Giuffre. If you look at the photos of the topless teen girls and Trump from Epstein's pool, the Michael Wolff photos, Virginia Giuffre was not going to be in there, okay? So Virginia Giuffre exonerating Trump is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Meaningless, okay? Now, the email that we're talking about in question, let's look at this one, all right? Dude, let me look at this. We have so much to look at here, okay? But this may take days. We're not going to get to it all today, okay? But, all right, hold on. We're going to fucking save a lot of this shit. But let me find people who are crying about the Virginia redacted, okay? So here is the thing, okay? So now, here's the thing about this. This is the email in particular, okay, that has come out. Look at the date on this, guys. 2011, okay? So this is a full 5 years before Trump was ever, involved in politics, okay? This was also several years after Donald Trump after Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, okay? And here's the thing where Jeffrey Epstein messages Ghislaine, okay? Epstein messages Ghislaine saying, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Dude, that's insane. That dog that hasn't barked is Trump, okay? Now, dude, that's so telling because that's essentially saying that the dog that hasn't fucking given us away, right? The person that hasn't given us away is Trump. And it says, victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. Now, we don't know what they're all involved in, okay? But now, here's the thing. The thing that they're concerned about is this whole victim spent hours at my house with him, okay? Now, let's look at this, because they're saying there's unredacted copies of this where it says Virginia. But we really need to look at this, because it does not matter either way, okay? It does not matter either way, because let me show you something here. Because first off, the fact that Trump spent hours at Epstein's house with the victim has far-reaching consequences. Because one thing that we know about this, guys, okay, one thing we know, even if this name is Virginia, okay, one thing we know is this, is that Donald Trump was aware that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked girls out of his club. He was aware of it. He knew about Virginia. Virginia's dad worked at his club, okay? Virginia left Mar-a-Lago, okay? Virginia was also babysitting. Like, Virginia had met Trump in the club through her father, and she was doing babysitting for some of these wealthy clients at the beachfront homes, okay? He knew when she was gone that she was at Epstein's, and he knew they moved her in there, okay? He knew she was working for Epstein. He knew that she had been fucking recruited from his club. He was aware of this for a full 7 years, and after Jeffrey Epstein was busted and put in jail before he ended his club membership. Now, even if Trump never got involved with the girls, even if there weren't the photos of the teen girls, the Michael Wolff photos, even if there weren't other women, including Maria Farmer, calling him out, she called the FBI on Trump in 96. At the very minimum, Trump was aware that his best friend was trafficking teen girls from his private club, and he let it go on for a decade without saying anything. That's a criminal offense, guys. And in fact, that is also the sign of somebody being a despicable human being, okay? That's regardless of all the other shit, okay? Now, the other thing that is a problem here is Ghislaine Maxwell, I believe Ghislaine Maxwell in her testimony with Todd Blanche. Remember the recent testimony where they went in and asked her a bunch of questions? I am pretty sure she said that Trump had never been to the 𝗙𝗍𝗪 house, right? She said Trump had never been to Epstein's Palm Beach property, okay? Which now we're seeing that there's a whole bunch of lies. Let me see that, dude. Let me see here. I may have to Google this. Dude, yeah. Dude, right? So the thing is All right. I may be fucking mistaken about this. I may have seen a fucking wrong quote, dude. Or I think it was on Midas where I saw it. We'll figure it out. Okay? Now, dude, yeah, there is so much, guys, to cover with this. Okay? There is so, I feel a little overwhelmed, to be honest with you. Okay? I do. Because, dude, we have to look at some of this shit here. All right, hold on. Dude, we gotta bookmark that one. But, so, dude, 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 I am a Kyle fan. There is so much here, guys. I'm going to have 1,000 things bookmarked. But let's get to this. All right. Where was it? Jesus, dude. Dude, there are so many. Bro. Like, dude, this email dump is fucking insane, boss. All right. I'm trying to find the one. That's the Russian government shit. Dude, I mean, I guess first off, dude, we should probably start here. Okay? Dude, because look at his response today. This was his response a couple of hours after this shit started hitting the fan. Okay? This is where Trump began his day. Okay? And it says the Democrats are trying to bring up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax again because they'll do anything at all to deflect on how badly they've done on the shutdown. And so many other subjects. Only a very bad or stupid Republican would fall into that trap. The Democrats cost our country $1.5 trillion with their recent annex of viciously closing our country while at the same time putting many at risk, blah, blah. And they should pay a fair price. There should be no deflections to Epstein, no deflections to Epstein or anything else. And any Republicans involved should be focused only on opening up our country and fixing the massive damage caused by the Democrats. So his like opening salvo was like the Democrats did a bad thing. And so this is all make-believe, right? Meanwhile, like 20,000 emails got released today, bro. And everyone is like worse than the next. Okay, then he did have another email, another one where he said, in other words, the Democrats are using the Jeffrey Epstein hoax to try and deflect from their massive failures. In particular, the most recent one, the shutdown. Now, this is crazy, okay, because what's wild about this, guys, is he is literally just like screaming into the void. And what's more, I think this is really, really important right here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Is this is the one that was really important because Mike Johnson, okay? This is how stupid Mike Johnson is. Okay? Right? Think about this, guys. Think about how dumb Mike Johnson is. All he had to do, okay, was swear in 𝗙𝗪𝗏, and this doesn't play out the way it did. Like, he chose to keep the House adjourned, to keep her unsworn in. So then on the big day of the shutdown, when they wanted all the news to be about their big Republican victory lap, it also was the day of the discharge petition. Because he is so dumb, right? I mean, this goes to how stupid these guys are. They have no strategy. They are not thinking at all. They are literally just like running in the dark, grasping at whatever straws they can to right? They, like, when people talk about like 4D chess, dude, these guys aren't even playing checkers. They are so not strategic. Whereas the Democrats, you may have noticed they had an email dump ready. So on the big day of the Republican victory lap of the fucking shutdown, the whole world is now focused on Epstein. And they're going to continue, okay? They're going to continue for the foreseeable future, right? Dude, this shit is wild, bro. Dude, this is wild. Now, here was the other news, guys. Is Trump immediately was like, we have to have an emergency meeting, right? He calls all his little lackeys, Bondi, Patel, Blanche. They're all going to get together. And right away, dude, there was like some reporting that they were going after Boebert. But it doesn't even matter because I believe more Republicans have signed on. Now, I do want to take you back to this Schuster tweet, okay? Because I don't want you to forget this. I feel like this set of tweets that I tweeted early this morning are really important, guys. Okay, right here. This was from last week. And this was David Schuster saying that House members have already heard that the shit they have on Trump is beyond. It like makes what Michael Wolff said look tame by comparison. Okay? They also said that once 𝗪𝗡𝗏𝗃 is sworn in, a whole bunch of Republicans are going to try and get ahead of this thing. Okay? And I believe we're already started to see this. Okay? We're already starting to see that they are going to start getting ahead of this shit. Okay? This is where we're at. I mean, we know, okay? We know that the fucking the deluge is coming. Okay? We know that the deluge is coming. It's absolutely coming, right? Dude, it's gonna be big, boss. Okay? And now the other thing here is it is definitely tied to Pam Bondi as well. Okay, she has seen the Trump photos. I think we know from that exchange with Sheldon Whitehouse that we have seen the Trump. She's seen the Trump photos. Okay, we know they're there. Everybody knows they're there. Now it's just a matter of how this comes out. Okay, it's just a matter of how this comes out. Now this is another big one that I did see someone mention here, which this here, if this story turns out to be true, this is going to be the end of several fucking high profile individuals, bro. Donald Trump and Prince Andrew met up in London ahead of Jeffrey Epstein's arrest on new sex trafficking charges. So this, guys, means that, you know, let me just run the timeline here for you, okay? This was a done deal. Epstein had been prosecuted. No one was talking about this. Donald Trump became president. He gave a cabinet position to the guy who gave Epstein immunity, Alex Acosta. Now, unforeseen by Trump was the fact that Virginia Giuffre, at the same time Trump was running for president, Virginia Giuffre sued Ghislaine Maxwell for defamation. Now, as a result of that lawsuit, there were depositions with Juan Alessi, with a bunch of Epstein's people, with Epstein, you know, the one where Donald, have you ever talked to, socialized with Donald Trump? Remember? We've all seen that deposition. All of Ghislaine Maxwell's communications and shit in these depositions became part of the public record. Then Julie K. Brown from the Miami Herald started writing about this, and Epstein got arrested. Okay, Alex Acosta steps down. Now, what this article is saying is before they arrested Epstein was in Paris. Remember, he flew back with his butler and they arrested him in New Jersey at Teterboro Airport. Okay, Epstein was in Paris. This article alleges that Trump went to London to meet with Prince Andrew before they arrested, right before they arrested him, dude. That is fucking crazy. Yes, the prince formerly known as Andrew. Dude, that is insane, bro. That is fucking insane. Right? I mean, dude, that is one of the gnarliest pieces of information right there. Dude. That would be huge, boss. All right. We'll look at that article in a sec. I do want to find... Where is it? All right. Dude, what a day, bro. Dude, what an insane day. And can we just look at Trump, too? Like, Trump was fucking... Dude, I mean, we kind of got to just go through here and look at all of them, I feel like. All right? I feel like there's no way around it. Dude, there was no way around it, right? Like, dude, this shit is crazy, bro. All right, here we go. You ready? We're going to go through them all, dude. We're going to go through everything, okay? Now, this is obviously the one we read about the dog that doesn't bark, okay? And this is one from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff, right? Some victim, Mar-a-Lago. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Okay, this is a tacit admission from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff saying, yes, Trump knew we were recruiting out of Mar-a-Lago. He asked us to stop. Okay, now, dude, this is huge. Again, this comes to the major point that Donald Trump was well aware of this going on. Even if he didn't touch anyone, he knew it was going on. Okay, yeah, this is in 2019. This is shortly before he was arrested, before Epstein was arrested. Now, we might add, a number of right-wingers have been trying to spin this, saying that Trump was an informant. He informed on the FBI. Now, Trump did speak to the attorney, Brad Edwards, who represented some girls in the original Palm Beach case. However, we know that Trump was only helping to cover his own self-interest. I mean, realistically, there's no reason he would have taken the guy who gave Epstein immunity and made him a cabinet member, okay? It's very fucking clear what went on. Dude, Patrick, holiday season, Merry Christmas, Trumpy, let's go! Oh, dude, dance party goal. Let's get it going, guys. We're doing a fucking dance party goal, boss. All right, light blue, baby. Not stickers, they're super chats. We're gonna dance on Trumpy, dude. Let's go, dude. Dance on Trumpy. Oops. There it is. There it is. We're going to dance on Trumpy's pine box, boss. All right. There it is, guys. 45 minutes. Let's go. Light blue, no matter who. Dude, I love that green ghost. That's amazing, dude. Light blue, no matter who. All right. So that one is a big one. And then there was this one too, right? Which is Michael Wolff back to Jeffrey Epstein. All right. This was a few years before, but it says, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefits for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and he's gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. And then Epstein said, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? And then Michael Wolff said, I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in Scrum afterwards, dude. So they were like... They were talking, okay? They were fucking talking about like all of the shit that Epstein had on Trump, okay? I mean, guys, you got to realize, okay? When you're about to become president, okay? Everybody that has like some kind of leverage on you, like this shit just gets exploited, okay? It's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? When you're like, for example, You know what I mean? Even somebody mentioned that person that worked with Gavin Newsom who's getting investigated, right? Now that Gavin Newsom is like running for president, every person who has ever worked with Gavin Newsom is going to be getting investigated for the next couple of years. Anybody in the orbit of Gavin Newsom, even if it's his fucking gardener, if they have committed a crime or done anything, it's going to become a national news story. This is how it goes. The minute you go for that top job, everybody comes in and tries to pick apart your carcass. That's just part of the deal. Dance baby, Michael Wolff needs to be subpoenaed. Indeed he does. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And so now we're hitting the critical mass. Okay? And again, guys, I know people are like, why didn't this shit get released earlier? Well, dude, this shit was held by Jeffrey Epstein's estate, okay? And this stuff was not used, okay? Dude, Katie Mullins, let's go. I'll be asleep by dance party, but thanks for all you do in the likeness with the true perspective. Thank you, KD. So they didn't need to raid Epstein's estate to convict Ghislaine Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? And again, dude, Anthony, let's go. Good morning. All right, so that is huge, dude. That is fucking huge. Now, yes, I know, dude. Michael Wolff has talked about this stuff. I mean, frankly, guys, you know, I don't know why this has sort of like repeatedly disappeared. Okay, if I had the best. If I had a best guess, okay, and I hate to say this because it sounds terrible, and if you're, you know, to the women in the audience, know that, like, I don't believe what I'm about to say, but I acknowledge that it exists. One of the things that is hard is I think women being raped and sexually abused is just not something that most Americans give a shit about. That's facts. They say they do, and they'll take a strong opinion about Epstein and they'll rail about it. But when push comes to shove, they don't give a fuck. Okay? Rapists get the top job in government. Famous rapists get their careers back. Louis C.K. gets his career back, right? These sexual abusers, they continue to get their careers and everything back. They get the top jobs. You have that fucking guy who raped those 2 young girls in Oklahoma. Jesse Mack Butler, young kid, fucking Charlie Kirk fan, dude. He got off. 0 jail time. Okay? It sucks. So realistically, I think it's not surprising to me that it's taken 20 years for this shit to come out, especially when it's like powerful men. You know what I'm saying? And Louis C.K. has bounced back, guys. He is producing TV shows. He may not have taken the stage yet, although he has. I believe he did go to that fucking Saudi Arabia thing, but he's been producing TV shows for several years, making a ton of fucking money. Louis C.K. is 100% back in business. He's just not doing like comedy specials yet, but he will. Give it another couple of years, boss, and he will. I guarantee it. But dude, he is like producing like mad, bro. And he's done comedy too. I know he was in Saudi Arabia, you know. A lot of people were flipping out about that. But yeah, that's part of the problem, guys. All right. So look at this though. All right. Now, this is the one we've seen where, right, email 1, direct correspondence between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. All right, now this is the one that is the Wolf, and this is the one from Jeffrey to Wolf. So again, all of those together show that Donald Trump was well aware that young girls were being sex trafficked from his club. He was well aware of it, guys. Okay, now, even beyond this is the fact that Maria Farmer had already reported Trump and Epstein to the FBI related to sex trafficking in 1996. Okay, that was 4 years before Virginia Giuffre even got a job at Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so Trump was reported to the FBI 4 years before Virginia Giuffre even got that job. Okay, so her like saying, oh, Trump didn't do anything is fucking meaningless, bro. It is. Trump didn't do anything with her. Of course not. Her dad worked at Mar-a-Lago. He wasn't going to do anything with her. Now, right? But dude, this is crazy though. Okay? This email right here is crazy. Okay? Right? 2011. That dog that hasn't barked is Trump, dude. Dude. Oh man, bro. That is insane, bro. Right? I mean, it's crazy, dude. And he's police chief, etc. Like basically Epstein is like, you know, is saying that he's been talking to everybody and Trump has not dropped a dime on them yet. Okay? Isn't that wild? Now, what's really interesting about this though, okay, that fact that he's not mentioned, I thought about this email and was trying to think, what is this even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've thought about this email, like, wondering what their angle was, because you notice they're pretty cryptic. Like, one of the things I took from this email is obviously he could say, well, Trump hasn't dropped a dime on us. But also, I think you could look at this the other way of him being suspicious that, like, why hasn't Trump's name come up? Like, is Trump the one who sold us out? Right? That could be it too. Nobody's mentioned Trump because Trump was the one who did drop the dime on them. Like, maybe he was putting it together that Trump was the one who was secretly, like, undermining. You know? I mean, you could read that, I guess, either way with that particular email. Okay? You absolutely could, dude. Now, and here's what I'm talking about, though. You ready? You ready? You ready? Look at this. This is the one I'm talking about, guys. This is from Ghislaine Maxwell's Ghislaine Maxwell's interview with Todd Blanche. Okay? This was a month ago. Right? Ghislaine Maxwell said, I think they were friendly, like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends. Or I certainly never witnessed the president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance, right? There it is. That was Ghislaine a month ago saying, I don't recall ever seeing Trump in Epstein's house in Palm Beach. And then, you know, he's like, oh yeah, he spent hours at my house with him. Dude, he's never once been mentioned like, oh, really? Oh, you don't recall seeing him at the house? And then Ghislaine Maxwell, she replied to that saying, I keep thinking about that. I'm still thinking about that. So yeah, oh, look, a recent perjury, a recent set of lies. Huh, isn't that interesting, guys? Dude, yeah, oh, wait a second. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, no, Grumpy Cat, is that what it was? The dog hasn't barked means a person remains silent? Yeah, no, I know. I feel like that's the straight meaning, right? You know, obviously that the dog hasn't made any noise. The dog saw everything but isn't barking, right? You're just like knowing to like not bark. The dog who hasn't barked. Oh, shit. Dude, there it is, dude. Now look at what Speaker Johnson said, though. Right? Speaker Johnson said, another publicity stunt by the Democrats. They're trying to mislead people. I'll refer you to the Oversight Committee's response by Republicans. Dude, oh, fuck, bro. Now, look at this one, though. Here's another one, guys. Okay? This is from 2018. Okay, this is Epstein saying, you see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, New York biz people have no idea what it means to have your fixer flip. Okay. And then she said, it makes no difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose. Plus fact that he has lied his ass off about it makes it clear he knew it was illegal. Now they're talking about Michael Cohen here and the Stormy Daniels shit, right? And I think he makes the argument that it was his, Trump's money, making it not illegal. Though he also said he only found out afterwards, and the fact that according to the indictment was billed as services rendered and grossed up, I'm sure his account is flipped anyway. I did talk in detail to Starr yesterday, RE indictments, how Trump can make a deal, special counsel, Clinton's trash can. Yes, Starr gave me more. Yuck. Right? And then the principled case for impeachment is here. What's missing is courage. So, dude, like, it's pretty wild, right? You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking wild that all of this shit, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. No, because it started here, right? It started here and went up. The final one was, you see, I know how fucking dirty Donald is. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder. Cause right? Because the actual order was her saying it makes no difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose, right? Plus the fact that he lied his ass off, right? And then her response, his response was, I know how fucking dirty he is. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Dude, Cohen is not innocent, guys. Dude, Cohen is dirty, okay? Cohen knows. And yeah, that is Kenneth Starr, as in Kenneth Starr. Now, Ǩēļoe, so Kenneth Starr was part of Epstein's legal team, okay? Okay, right? Epstein's legal team included Kenneth Starr, all right? He was part of fucking Epstein's legal team. Dude, isn't that fucking crazy? Like, bro, his legal team was like all the degenerates, right? Bro, like, so he's in so deep. Dirty Donald. Look at this shit, though. Dude, this is in 2016. There's an opportunity to come forward this week and talk about Trump in such a way that could garner you great sympathy and help finish him. Interested? Dude, look at the date on this, right? Michael Wolff was offering Epstein the opportunity to come forward and end Trump's presidential campaign in 2016, man. Isn't that crazy? And Epstein didn't do it. And Epstein still ended up dead. Isn't that wild? Dude, so dirty. So dirty. Trump called Boebert himself, saying, right, about this. Trump is trying to talk to Nancy Mace. Okay? Trump's call to Boebert was an early wake-up call. Once a petition is locked, right, it cannot be unlocked. Okay? So, dude, Trump, dude, Trump should have been doing this, bro. Think about this, guys. Again, Trump the strategist, right? Trump, like, was panicking now that 𝗦𝗙𝗽𝗃 was getting signed in. He's making phone calls trying to, like, get people to not sign the petition. But, dude, he should have arranged that before the shutdown ended, right? Very, very poor move on his part. Oh, shit, dude. He is so cooked, bro. All right, let's see this clip.
Republican side. They're panicking on the Republican side this morning. So he's downplaying this, and he says, quote, "This is yet another publicity stunt by the Democrats. They're trying to mislead people," Johnson tells me. I'll refer you to the House Oversight Committee's response by the Republicans, and they say this is cherry picking to generate clickbait. That's where they're going with. Congressman, what's your
Clickbait,
response to
huh?
all of this?
I mean, Mike Johnson and the
Dude.
House Republicans are complicit, as far as I'm concerned, in this White House cover-up. Look, I think it's interesting that both Mike Johnson and Trump's press secretary, Karen Leavitt, they basically responded the same way. They pointed back to pushing back to why these documents were released and, saying, oh, no, listen to oversight Republicans. Give me a break. They've been part of this cover-up. The only reason we have these documents is because we have pushed and fought to get them public. And Donald Trump could fix all this if he was being honest with the American public and release the files today.
Yeah. I mean, think about this, guys. All of the Republican fucking whatever, they're freaking out. Dems did this, Dems did that, yada, yada. Just release it all. And then poof, problem solved, right? Okay, Trump is innocent, great. Release them all. It's all Bill Clinton, great. Release them all. Let's put Bill in cuffs. You know? I mean, there is no reason to not release him. But here's the problem, guys. Just in today's dump alone, Trump's name was mentioned 1,500 times, bro. Just today, one dump of emails, Trump's name was mentioned 1,500 times. Okay? That's, and that's not even the topless photos by the Epstein pool, bro. Like Trump and the Epstein files are like one fucking thing, bro. That's why. Okay? That's why. Like, yeah, did Clinton go on the plane? Sure. Was Clinton at the island? I don't know. Maybe he was. But even with Clinton, no matter what happened, Clinton is an anecdote. Okay? Trump is like literally Clinton, even if he hooked up with people or not, Clinton was like a tiny sliver of one among hundreds of people. But Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were so close. They were like a double helix of DNA wrapped together. They were best friends. They were deeply involved in business, in play, in trafficking, at the club. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It is just unreal how those two guys are like completely wrapped together in this. Okay? It's not even like Trump was just somebody who hung out with a girl. Trump was like somebody that was so inside this thing, he was privy to all of Epstein's moves, to all of Epstein's sex trafficking for decades, and he was right there on the outside helping him get away with this shit until it was convenient for him to try and protect himself, and then he literally murdered the guy. Dude, like, make no mistake that, I think we're going to find out that Trump and his people murdered fucking Epstein and probably Jean-Luc Brunel in Paris as well. I think you're going to find that out. I don't know if we'll ever get the smoking gun, but dude, there's no doubt in my mind that they were fucking behind it.
All of the files are currently under subpoena. The Department of Justice could get all those files to us right now, but they're refusing to do so because they're clearly covering up information and connections. The emails that we released today are disturbing. I mean, they clearly say that Donald Trump may have spent some significant time with one of the victims. You hear Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine talking about that. You have another email where it talks about Trump possibly knowing what was happening with some of the girls. It's really disturbing stuff. I have talked to a lot of the victims, the survivors, and I want justice for them. I mean, I'm angry that they continue to hide what happened. I'm angry that so many powerful men have been protected. It's time to release the files, and we're going to continue to fight until we get it done.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Ivana, right? Ivana, his first wife. I mean, was it a fall down the stairs, or did she get the old Donnie two-step, right? All right, guys, dude, let's go. 23 minutes. All right, 17 away, 23 minutes, guys. Let's get the dance party going. Let's fucking go, baby. Dude, yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if there was a push there, right? You know what I mean? And it looks like here that the White House confirmed the meeting with Boebert happened. Okay, the meeting with Boebert happened. Now, we do have to look at Trump, okay? Yeah, and this is very true here. Innocent people, okay? If you are innocent, guys, if you are innocent and you have nothing to hide, you don't have to have an emergency meeting with all of the FBI and DOJ people, with people who signed the discharge petition, okay? If you are innocent and have nothing to hide, you could sign the discharge petition yourself. You could encourage everyone to sign it. You wouldn't even need a discharge petition. You would just release the shit. If the Michael Wolff photographs didn't exist, Pam Bondi would have said those photos don't exist. Jolie, let's go. Release the files. Let's go. All right? Let's fucking go, baby. Dude, let's go. All right. 420. Excuse me. Dude, Pam Bondi, she is definitely leading the cover up. So is Cash. They're all involved, guys. They're all involved. Okay? They're all 100% involved. And here's the worst nightmare for Trump.
Representative-elect Grijalva and members of the Arizona delegation present themselves in the well, and all members will rise.
Dude, she said finally. She shouted out. You see that? She's like, finally.
And the representative-elect will raise her right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, you're now a member of the 119th Congress.
Dude, he is so awkward, bro. Dude, isn't he awkward? Doesn't he, just the way he is? I know somebody said he is flaming. Dude, he is like a Duraflame log that is permanently on fire. Bro, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like, so obvious, bro. He is so obvious, and he's so awkward, right? He's so awkward. Dude, look at him. He is such a joy boy, dude. Dude, Mike Johnson and Benny Johnson in the back seat of a Chevy Suburban, right? Dude, good vibes. Release the files, you dirty red dorks. Let's go. Oh. Come on. Dude, yeah, he's like one of the most closeted people I've ever seen, dude. Look at him, though. Look at him. Dude, look at him. Dude. Dude. Can you imagine the world we would live in if these gay dudes could just be gay? Like, what are we doing? You know how many people are suffering because these guys can't just be gay? You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, no one even cares, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jesus himself is like, Mike, for the love of God, who are you kidding? It's like, God knows, bro. You know, you're a Christian. You think you're hiding something. Either God knows or God's an idiot, you know? Like, come on, man. Like, you think God doesn't know that he's gay? Like the rest of us do, surely God knows. You know? You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, bro, come on, dude. Dude, what are we doing, boss? Okay? Now look at this shit. Okay? Look at this shit here. Okay? This is Epstein saying, I think you might suggest to Putin that Lavrov can get insight on talking to me. 𝗙𝗢𝗟 𝗠𝘆 used to, but he died. I'll meet Lavrov's assistant on Monday and will suggest you for a lovely evening. I'll come up to UN. I'll come to you in high level next week. Churkin was great. He understood Trump after our conversations. It is not complex. He must be seen to get something. Dude, this is insane, bro. 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶𝗪𝗏, let's go, Joey. Let's go. Dude, that is insane, bro. Epstein was advising the Russian government on how to deal with Trump, right? Dude, that is fucking nuts, boss, right? Can I zoom the emails? I'll be zooming them in the videos that I put out, but I can't really zoom them now because, right, they just stay frozen. You can't zoom. I'd have to download each one, which is not time conducive right now, but they'll be zoomed on. They will be zoomed on the, oh wait, there we go. All right. That's a little better. Yeah, I may be able to get some of them zoomed in. But look at this one. This one says, Epstein writes to his lawyer, have one of your cronies asked to see the mortgage to Mar-a-Lago. Cash from electricians union. His driver, Matt, was the bag man, later made an exec at the public company. And the $30 million loan from the casino to Donald Trump backdated. Look at this shit, dude. Have one of your cronies asked to see the mortgage to Mar-a-Lago. Cash from the electricians union. His driver, Matt, was the bag man. Later made an exec. Right? So, dude, this is crazy. Okay? Because in addition, guys, okay, in addition to the sex trafficking and the crimes against young people is the financial shit that was going on, right? And now, remember, if you remember in the timeline, the way this played out was Donald Trump was privy to everything Epstein was doing with the girls because Trump was kind of advising him, having, trafficked women from Eastern Europe in his modeling agency. And then Epstein created a modeling agency with Jean-Luc Brunel to emulate Trump. Okay, now, on the other side, Trump was getting financial advice from Epstein because Epstein was really good at hiding money, using back channels, getting rid of taxes, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Epstein was very crooked in the financial realm. So Epstein was privy to all of Donald Trump's financial workings, laundering money for the Russians, et cetera. Now, there was no real problem with this until the estate, okay? Jeffrey Epstein was going to buy that giant estate on the water, okay? That huge sort of palatial Greek-looking home. And he took Trump over there to say, hey, I want to move the swimming pool. How do I do this? And then Trump undercut him and overbid Epstein with a whole bunch of cash. He bought that house with Russian money, and then he sold it to the same Russian who purchased it for double the value 2 years later. So now Epstein, after that slight, Epstein went off the hook, okay, and started uncovering all of Trump's shit. All right, it was, let me see, let me see if I have a picture of that, if I have that fucking thing. Was, I guess I could just Google it. Thought I had an image here, but it was this. It was this one, okay? It was this. This is the house, okay? This was the house that Epstein tried to buy. This was the thing that set Trump and Epstein off, okay? Epstein was going to buy this house. Trump went behind his back, got cash from a Russian fucking oligarch, bought the house, right? Then sold it back to the same Russian for twice the price 2 years later, okay? And then the Russian guy demolished it and separated it into multiple properties, okay? But this was the thing that fucking, like, was the beginning of the unraveling for Epstein and Trump. And this was where Epstein started really looking into like uncovering Trump's affairs, because he knew when he found out that Trump bought it, he knew that Trump didn't have any money. Because guys, one of the things to remember here that is crazy about this, okay, one of the things to remember is Trump had Mar-a-Lago and Trump had Trump Tower, but Trump had no fucking money, guys. Okay, Trump was not liquid. Tony said, how do we stop trafficking? Makes me full of rage. Dude, we can talk about that in a bit. But so Trump was not liquid, guys. Trump was broke, mostly. Okay, Trump had a whole bunch of debt, and he had a whole bunch of strained relationships with American banks. The banks did not fucking trust him. Nobody was giving him money. He was leveraged to the hilt and shit. He kept refinancing buildings and shit. He was a fucking disaster, okay? He eventually had to go to Deutsche Bank and go to Russians and start doing money laundering and shit in order to get money, okay? He was so fucking, like, not liquid. It's not even funny, guys, okay? Trump was a disaster. So when Trump showed up and outbid Epstein here, he knew that something was up, okay? Dude, Trump was like, this is why the NFL wouldn't let him buy a team. You know what I mean? The guy was just so bad with money. He's been terrible with money his whole life, dude. He's just a con, a wasteful, fucking untalented con. That's all he's ever been, guys. You know? All right. Let's get back to it. All right. Now, this one is interesting. Oops. Right? Look at this one. This one is a New York Times journalist, Landon Thomas, tipping Epstein off about a follow-up investigation. Right? He is digging around again. Not clear if it's another book or expanded paperback version. Was asking me all sorts of questions about why you hired Ken Starr. I told him I had no idea. I think he's doing some Trump-related digging too. Isn't that crazy, guys? That like a New York Times fucking reporter was leaking information. Okay? A financial reporter for the Times was leaking information to Jeffrey Epstein. Like, these guys are so crooked about Trump, right? About Trump. All right, guys, 13, dude, hold on. We got to pause now. We got 9 minutes left. We need 13 for the dance party. Let's shore this shit up. All right? Let's fucking go, baby. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, Jasmine Crockett said Hakeem is going to make Trumpy get Argentina to return the $40 billion. Dude, Argentina shouldn't even be getting $40 billion. Like, what the hell are we doing, boss? Epstein Minifin? Dude, Trump is definitely, I will say this, Trump has definitely been barking today, boss. Okay? That motherfucker has been woofing. Okay? Dude, woofing. No, Michael Wolff is not the financial reporter. It was Landon Thomas. Make Argentina great again? Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, Scott Besson. Dude, Jolie, let's go dance party. There we go. We need 12 more guys. Wrong button, sorry. Dude, 11 more. Let's go. Great coverage. Thank you, Lisa. Oh. Dude, we're getting it. 8 minutes. Dance party incoming. We're going to dance on Trumpy. Dance on Trumpy. Dance on Trumpy. Dude. Dude, isn't this wild? Dude, I mean, it's only going to get worse for Trump. And you know why, guys? I mean, we know why. We know that Trump is going to continue denying and continue pretending like this is a hoax until it is like so big that it is engulfing him. Okay, he is going to go down burning. 8 minutes. Dude, let's go. Thank you, Joey. Dude, let's go. Proud liberal. Let's go. Appreciate you, boss. Dude, snow puppies in the second lap. Hope for a shout. Shout coming up, Sam. Snow puppies. All right. Dude, 8 and 7. We're almost there, guys. Dude. And meantime, dude, I appreciate you too, Proud Liberal. Thank you. Thank you guys for all the support. Seriously, we've been like killing it in the last couple of months. Like, I don't even know if you guys realize, I was in a situation where I knew my son was moving to New York. Stop the stupidity for the dance party. Let's go. Right? And nickname was Argentinian Beef Czar. Crypto bros are struggling. They are indeed, Nick. Let's fucking go, baby. Dude, the Argentinian Beef Czar. My friend from Argentina said the main reason he voted for Malaya was because of the bailout. Nick, dude, free Trump money. Dude, Bradford, let's go, baby. Let's go. Dude, Sam, third lap and appreciation for the shout. You got it, Sam. Thank you, boss. But what I was going to say is the channel started growing significantly in July, dude. I mean, it was partially Brian Tyler Cohen telling me to change my thumbnails, and then partially, like some of the big news cycles that came in, but like the support has been overwhelming since July, and starting to stream on YouTube after Dan fucking Clancy banned me from Twitch, right? After our little altercation, starting to stream on YouTube where like, dude, I was able to help my son get an apartment, and I'm totally able to like help him get established in New York City. That like, if we hadn't grown like that, dude, I wouldn't have been able to help him do shit. Dude, Ann, thank you. Let's go. So this has been amazing, boss. You know what I'm saying? It has. It's been amazing. Dude, Jason, let's go, baby. All right, we're almost there, guys. Dos mas. Oh, no, one more. Dude, what was my old thumbnails? So my old thumbnails were like cutout figures on a red background. Okay, should be saving for NYE Amsterdam. Oh shit, let's go, Anthony. Dance Blossom, let's go. And then Brian Tyler Cohen like told me I should switch to like more traditional thumbnails. And so I did. And it helped a lot. It's helped a lot, actually. Right. I mean, I liked my old thumbnails, but they were like really time consuming and really time intensive and shit. And so, and I mean, the ones now are still a little time intensive, but not quite as much as those. Right. But yeah, no, he like Brian Tyler Cohen's helped me a lot at very critical moments. He'll send me an email and suggest I do this or that. And when he suggests it, I always do it. And every time I do it, like really good shit happens. So, right? I mean, dude, he built a channel to like nearly 5 million subs. So obviously if he suggests I do something, I don't like disregard the advice. You know what I'm saying? He knows. You know what I mean? He is a cool guy, dude. Dude, you like the shorts? Thank you, Bilford. Let's go, boss. Appreciate you. Dude, the shorts that's Jenny. Okay? Just so you guys know, that's another thing we've done is Jenny's been making shorts. GG. Thank you, boss. Thanks for everything. Let's go. Appreciate you. So Jenny makes the shorts mostly. Every once in a while I'll make them, but most of them Jenny makes, which is pretty cool, right? So I've had that help too. She's helped me keep the short form content going. So yeah, we're dialing it up, dude. Dude, I've been holding steady with like 3 or 4 shorts and 3 videos and a stream every fucking day, boss. Right? I want to do 4. I want to do 4 videos. All right, that's my goal. 4 videos, 4 shorts, 1 stream per day. Right? You like walking to the content? Let's go. Dude, Jenny from the block. Yeah, dude, Jenny's amazing. She's amazing. She does really good job. She does a really good job. I'm kind of like sacrificing now because I'm trying to build this thing, dude. I want us to like, I don't know, dude. We need a, like, you know, we need a left wing politicking that is like a little less stuffy. You know what I'm saying? Like a little more of like, you know, to have like a working man's, you know, left wing channel that, you know what I'm saying? That's funny and, you know, gossipy and yet like tuned in. I think it's really important, you know? I mean, cause like, dude, I love, you know, being a left wing, but let's be honest. Most of the left-wing personalities are fucking boring. Dude, they are. Most of the left-wing personalities are like, hi, I'm a really intellectual and calm stuffed shirt that like explains everything to the most precise detail, eloquently. But it's like, dude, I have to listen at double speed just to not fall asleep. You know what I mean? And like, so we need somebody with a little sass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a little fucking sass and not just this erudite sort of like, yeah, let me look at the zits on your back kind of fucking politics. The left needs a fighter, that too. You know what I'm saying? A fighter, like somebody who's not afraid to take a swing and somebody that's not afraid to tell people to go fuck themselves. Right? You know? Dude, I'm not talking about Brian, dude. I like Brian, but dude, David definitely. Dude, David is. I mean, I don't dislike David Pakman, but dude, he is like decaf, bro. Homie is definitely decaf. Let's be real, boss. Come on now, dude. I'm also humble, which means a lot to you. Let's go. I am pretty humble. I'm humble. I also have a vast ego. Let me just tell you, but I am humble as well, right? Dude, Franny, dude, I like Franny, dude. She's awesome, right? Oh, fuck. Dude, it's funny. Dude, McNeil Lehrer, dude, I remember the McNeil Lehrer report. Oh, shit, bro. Oh, shit, that's funny, dude. Dude. Are like people you can tell have lived a life. Oh, yeah. No, I've definitely lived a life, dude. I've lived many lives, guys. Let me just tell you, like, oh, shit, bro. Oh, fuck. There we go. All right, now I got to do that. Hold on, I got to do one thing here. I got to fix my windows, dude. I just fucked up, bro. There we go. There we go. All right. Sorry. I fucked up all my windows there. I accidentally closed one. He has great looking hair. Dude, let's go, boss. Dude, this shit is crazy. All right. Again, dude, so much fucking drumph for today, dude. Dude, unfucking believable. Hold on here. We are, let me get fucking in order here. All right. Dude, we got to look at Trump because part of this, right? Part of today, okay? Part of what was magic about today, guys, was Trump's reaction, okay? Dude, look at this shit, bro. Oh my God, boss. Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Thiel, Trump delegate. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, right? Isn't it crazy that Epstein and Thiel and Trump and Elon, I mean, I would like to remind you guys, okay? Need I remind you guys about this? Remember this, guys? This post was right before the big flip-flop. Okay? Remember this post, guys? Like Trump nipped Doge. Elon's ego was bruised, and Elon dropped this bomb. And this was right before everybody flip-flopped. In fact, 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗀 was on the Joe Rogan show to like do part of the flip-flopping PR. Remember? When Rogan was like, oh my God, somebody should take away his phone, right? Yes, dude, right? This one. This was Elon on the inside. Now, let me just show you though, guys. Look at the level of despicable shitter that we are dealing with, because Elon knows Trump is in there. Elon knows Trump knows. All of these Republicans know Trump knows, and yet they'll all give him money and they'll all do business. They will, like Elon gave $280 million to Epstein's bestie that he knows is all over that shit. But he gave it to him. Why? Because he's getting billions in government contracts. Billions. Okay? Billions. Right? So it's a drop in the bucket. Give Trump $280 million, and all of his investigations into Tesla and SpaceX and the Boring Company, all of it's gone. Right? All the investigations are gone. Poof. No more investigations, no more regulation, billions of contracts. Why? Because Elon Musk wants to go to Mars, and he wants the US government to pay for it. That's what this is about. Now, Elon can spend endless amounts of cash trying to get to Mars, and we're paying for it. And he also has access to the Doge data that who knows what they're doing with that shit. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, dude, it's like, and yes, he's not going to Mars. Okay? He's not fucking going to Mars. Elon Musk is not. Okay? I bet Elon has a copy of the Epstein files from Doge scrapping DOJ servers. Oh, dude, Uncle. Oh, that would be interesting. Dude, you wonder if there's like a whistleblower, right? Like, is there going to be a whistleblower situation, guys? Are we going to have like the release of the Epstein files, and like 2 months later, some shit that had disappeared from them is going to appear? You know, to be fair, you want Elon on that rocket? Dude, we all want Elon on that rocket, bro. We do. We all want Elon fucking shipped out. All right. So let's see what else we got here. This is another one. This is another one, guys, from Landon Thomas, from the New York Times reporter. It's getting scary, the stories you could tell. Okay? He writes to Epstein. It's getting scary, the stories you could tell. Epstein writes back, wow. And Landon writes back, actually, I don't think he/voters would care. Being effectively shameless is a pretty powerful weapon for a presidential candidate. This was while he was running for president, bro. They're discussing his proclivities for criminality. So the thing about this, though, let me just tell you, Nameless. It doesn't matter if Nancy flips, okay? It does not matter if Nancy flips, guys. Okay, let me just tell you, because give me 1 sec here. I believe other Republicans have joined on, bro. And oh, you know what's crazy though? Is check this out. Look at this. I didn't even realize this, right? That once it hits 218, it's like you can't undo it, right? She can't undo it now. It already hit 218. So it once it hit 218, it's done. So it's a done deal. But I believe I heard some grumblings today that other Republicans had supported this cause. Okay. I believe there are several other Republicans that have fucking that have added on. So yeah, so Mace is in there. So once she signed it, there were 218 signatures. It is locked. No one can remove their name. There it is. Okay? That was number 218. She signed. It is locked. Right? Boom. Done deal. There's no going back. But I do believe, though, that, like, here, let's look at this bit.
We have more breaking news right now. 3 Republicans have come out and said they will vote for the discharge petition when it reaches the House floor, breaking from Donald Trump. That's 7 Republicans total. 7
Right
Republicans
there.
already saying they...
So there it is. So in addition to it, like 3 more have already signed on. Now, I do want to remind you guys, okay? I do want to remind you about what David Schuster said. Okay, I'm going to keep bringing it back to this. But let's just say what he says right here. He says, once she signs the discharge petition, triggering a House vote, more than 100 Republicans are going to vote with the Dems. Okay, this is what he said. They're going to try and get in front of this. Now, let's see if this happens. We've already got 3 on day 1. So now there's 7. Schuster said 100 are going to come forward. Now, when you think about this, why would this happen? Okay, here's why, guys. Because 1, it's like once it's gone through and they have the votes, you can't stop it. So at this point, any of these Republicans who decide to sign on, they're doing it to try and save their political careers. Because they know that if they don't vote for this thing, they're probably going to get ousted come November, okay? At this point, they probably know Trump is going down and they know this thing is going to be a flaming wreckage. So it's one of those things where they're going to try to save their own careers. Many of them. I bet a number of them won't if they're totally safe, but it gets to the point, guys, where when this thing snowballs, there is enough MAGA support that when this thing snowballs, it's on. Anybody who tries to get in the way of this is going to lose their fucking job, bro. Because this is the one thing that is like a 90-10 issue in America right now, guys. This is like everybody is in on this, except for, the right-wing fucking, media that is on Twitter, right? It is going to be a tsunami of epic proportions. Dude, the iceberg is right there, guys. Love to see it. Dude, we love to see it, don't we? I love to see it. Dude, I fucking can't stand these guys. All right? But 7.
They support this discharge petition to get the Epstein files out of the Department of Justice. The 3 Republicans, Warren Davidson, Eli Crane, and Don Bacon. They're conservatives. They're moderates.
Yeah.
All spectrum. And we expect more. Because right now, there could be up to 60 Republicans that vote for this petition. I don't know what's going to happen.
Dude.
I don't know if we ever see the files.
Yeah.
What I do know is I think the floodgates are opening. Because as I'm reviewing these documents, it is getting worse and worse. There are Russia connections.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. And I'm going to be providing you updates all evening. But right now, Republicans are breaking. Floodgates are opening. Subscribe to my support my work. Link.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a lot. Like I said, just even here looking through it I am fucking overwhelmed. Tonight, when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to try and find a link to all of them. And I'm going to start going through the emails myself. I mean, they released like 20,000 today, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is, like, look at what we've just covered tonight. Okay, you ready? So what did we cover tonight? Tonight, we have Ghislaine committing perjury with Todd Blanche. Okay, Trump hanging out with victims and having very clear knowledge of the trafficking. We have connections to Russia. We have Trump visiting Prince Andrew before Epstein gets arrested, covering some ass. We have a New York Times reporter tipping Epstein off. Okay. We have the dog that hasn't barked yet. I mean, dude, that's just like, we haven't even dug deep into this. This is just the first couple hours here of release. And now a lot of this shit with like Lavrov and, you know, Russia, and the fucking Mueller report and the Hillary's email hacks, like a lot of this stuff is starting to come into a panoramic view where it's like, holy shit, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, Ehud Barak. All of a sudden, we have an international ring of people like helping Trump just fucking bury this shit. And yes, the mortgage fraud, Epstein looking into Trump's financial dealings. This is like outside of the sex stuff, dude, Trump, there's financial dealings here. And we may very well see that Qatari jet that Trump got gifted may be on its way to Argentina at some point. Bro, I shit you not, dude. I don't know what extradition is like from Argentina, but I would not be surprised if in not too long, there's a Qatari jet that's loading up in Florida filled with the entire Trump family, dude, and a whole bunch of other people, dude. They're going to leave Mike Johnson for fucking, he's not getting on the plane, but the whole Trump family is going to be flying on a Qatari jet to Argentina. Dude, I don't rule it out, guys. Do not rule it out. Okay, let me just tell you. Oh, shit, bro. Barron and Tiffany? No, dude, fuck Barron, bro. Tiffany can stay. We'll let Tiffany stay, but Barron? Nah, dude. Dude, Barron's dangerous, boss. Dude, Barron, he is, dude. He's in that Charlie Kirk fucking network. Dude, Barron? No. Barron's going. Dude, Barron's going to the fucking gulag, bro. Dude, Tiffany? Dude, we're going to let Tiffany stay. Because I don't know why. I have a soft spot for Tiffany, boss. I really do. I've always had a soft spot for Tiffany. She's like the least Trump. Dude, she is. She's good. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, shit. Dude, this is bad news for Trumpy, boss. So here's another clip, though, that's interesting. Okay. Now, you guys I don't know if you remember 𝗙sze𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗧𝗏, but she was, let me show you this. She was in one of my videos a long time ago, right? It was from this. Okay, hold on. All right, you ready? So this, you may have remembered this in one of my videos where I broke down and we looked at all of Trump's connections to Epstein. Let me find the video. I'm going to show you exactly where it is. It was this video. I believe it was this video. No. Oh, I know which one it was. It was this one. It was the Predator in Chief, right? I think one of these videos, either Predator in Chief or the 20 women exposed Trump or the Trump and his daughter, right? One of those videos, okay, covered 𝗙sze𝗶𝗹𝗀, okay? She was like a 20-year-old British socialite, okay? That was like Trump started like hanging around her. Okay. She was part of the art scene and he met her and he tried to like date her. Okay. And it was like a big story. Okay. This was a big story here, but you see everybody here, like we'll read this little article. How sweet, Trump's Brit of all right. Right. Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best known billionaire, Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl. Trump 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model 𝗙sze𝗶𝗹𝗀 in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on 𝗙sze𝗶𝗹𝗀 But she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer. And none of his would-be rivals owned a vast mansion in Florida like Donald does, Mar-a-Lago, etc., etc. After their meeting, Trump flew Madam Maxwell and the model south to the Sunshine State where they could spend time with him. So he was trying to like bed this girl, okay? Now, guys, dude, this is fucking, you know what year this is? Dude, this is, let's see what year that was. That was in 97. 97. Okay? 1997, guys. This. Okay? This was the year after Maria Farmer. In 1996, Maria Farmer reported Epstein and Trump to the FBI for sex trafficking. In 97, he's like hanging out with Ghislaine and Epstein and this British model, trying to bone down on her. Okay, but look at what she says, okay, where she says Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to Trump with a message that she was supposed to be trafficked to him, okay? You know what I'm saying? Right? She was, like, Ghislaine Maxwell was trying to traffic her to Trump the same way she did with Epstein. Isn't that insane?
Is it right, through Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did, yes, and I met him on several occasions. Ghislaine Maxwell did introduce me to him, and she introduced me to him with a clear message of my being with him in the same way that she had trafficked me and brought me to Jeffrey Epstein.
You met Donald Trump.
Look at that, okay? That's the girl written up in this article, right? Ghislaine, that's why Ghislaine was flying with her down to Florida, right? I mean, dude, this shit was going on. This is years before Virginia Giuffre, guys. This had been going on for a decade of like trafficking on all sides. Trump was a trafficker. Epstein was a trafficker. Jean-Luc Brunel was a trafficker. John Casablancas was a trafficker. All the modeling agency people, okay? You know what I'm saying? They were all fucking doing this shit. Right? And yes, guys, this is why, okay, you ready? Somebody brought up the birthday book. Okay, this is why, guys. Hold on, let me find it. Right? This is why the birthday book, guys. Okay, look at this shit. This is the birthday book where this drawing was there. Okay, this was 2003, guys. Everybody knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. Everybody was aware of it. Everybody in the book was aware of it. They all knew what was going on. They got the jet. They got Mar-a-Lago. They got the beach. They got the girls. They got Epstein. Everybody knew. Okay? Everybody knew, guys. Everybody knew, boss. Everybody knew. Now, what's crazy about this, guys, is ultimately, okay? Ultimately, guys, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if they get a smoking gun of Trump with a girl, okay? I mean, sure, we want the smoking gun. We want to see the Michael Wolff photos. We want to see the videos. We want Trump to be prosecuted. Everybody knows he deserves it, right? There's no doubt that we want all of that to happen. But even if you don't get any of that, you have a guy who was well aware of every facet of child sex trafficking for 2 decades, and he never did anything about it. He watched it happen right in his own private club, and he never said peep, okay? That alone is a criminal offense. That alone is a degenerate bottom feeder human being, okay? Irrespective of him actually being involved. Simply knowing about it is a big enough crime for him to be gone forever. You know what I'm saying? Forever, right? And then we have my favorite. Dude, you ready?
Have you ever had a personal...
We have just my favorite dude from the Epstein deposition. Dude, we gotta watch this. I know you've seen it. We're gonna watch it again though, dude. This is classic. 2010. Look at the year, guys. This is 2010. The email we watched today, the email we read today about the dog barking and Trump spending time with the victim at his 𝗙𝗪𝗟 mansion in Palm Beach was 2011. This deposition is 1 year before that email about Trump not barking. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Yeah, dude. Dude, you see that reaction when that lands right here? Right there. Right there, bro. Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump with females under the age of 18? And he's like, shh. And guys, you ready? Hold on, not to be outdone. Hold on, not to be outdone, guys. There's one more we got to look at, guys. One more very important one that is a part of this deal is this one. Okay? Right here, guys. Watch this.
Something else. There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search?
It's a yes or no question. Did the FBI find the Michael Wolff photographs, Pammy?
Of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right.
It's not a yes or no.
Who was taking money
it's weird.
From one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe. I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple
occasions.
We
get back to the question there,
and
Pammy?
The senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein?
The question is, did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him?
Yes or no?
You don't know anything about that. Okay.
Dude, look at her. She just like says nothing. Dude, why did she not answer that question? Because the answer is yes. She has seen the photos. The photos exist. She knows the photos exist. She does not want to go to prison for lying to Congress. She's probably going to go to prison anyway. But like, look at that look, bro. Right? It's a yes or no question. The same with Epstein in his little deposition about socializing with women underage. It'd be real simple to say, no, I didn't ever do that. No, those photos don't exist. No, I haven't seen photos like that because they're non-existent. And so the thing about it is it's I don't know if she's under oath, John Doe, but it's not about oath. When you testify before Congress, if you lie when you testify before Congress, it is a prison term, right? It is a crime punishable by prison, right? Whether there's oath or no oath, lying to Congress is a federal crime and a very, very big one, right? Was she under oath? Yeah. I just know that, like, you can't lie in one of those hearings or you're like, right? You're in deep shit. But her look, though, look at the end, dude. Her look is priceless.
You don't know anything about that. Okay.
Dude, she looks like she's pooping, bro. She is, you say, dude, she is despicable. Okay? She is despicable. I mean, think about this, guys. This is the woman who wanted to charge somebody with 50 years in prison for keying a Tesla. Okay? They wanted to 20 years for the guy who threw the sandwich. Okay? This woman is like a fucking scoundrel. You know, where like there's no humanity to her. Everything is about using her power in order to fucking control, to dominate, to weaponize. Dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗪, what a great way of putting it, dude. She is just disastrous. And what's more, guys, I don't think she's very competent. Okay? I don't think she's very competent, guys. I think she's just a deceitful liar who's willing to break the law. And that's really the only quality. If you look at Trump's like inner circle, his inner circle is never about people that are competent. His circle is always about people who will keep quiet and are willing to break the law. That's it. He does not, competence has never been a fucking, like, has never been a requirement, man. Never. All right, let's see if there's anything else we're missing here, dude. Dude, all right. Dude, oh, this one was good. This one was good. Look at this. Dude, this, I don't know if you saw this, but this is actually valid. So Hannity has a guest on today, right? Stephanie Miller, right? And no relation to Stephen Miller. But this woman goes on, right? This woman goes on Hannity and look at what she says, dude. Look at what she says on Fox, guys. You ready? Here it goes.
I thought it was funny, but if it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't think it was as funny. So, well done.
Thank you for being the only one on the right that gets the joke. Sean, it was a joke. And then, you know, the funniest thing about this story is Trump's all over the Epstein files. And I wonder if they're going to release that after the big bombshell. I didn't see anything about that on Fox News today. Yeah. Okay. So let's release them. Let's release those files. Is this?
Dude, you hear Hannity? As soon as she says Trump's all over the Epstein files, he's like, oh, fuck, what is going on, my fucking audience? And he's like, I heard Bill Clinton. He's like trying to chime in about Bill Clinton. Dude, she just surprised him there dropping that in.
The joke, Sean, it was a joke. And then, you know, the funniest thing about this story is Trump's all over the Epstein files. And I wonder if they're going to release that after the big bombshell. I didn't see anything about that on Fox News today.
I heard Bill Clinton.
Okay, so let's release them. Let's release those files. Is this what passes for news? Is this what passes for news on Fox News?
Why did you kiss her feet?
Dude, look at him. He's like, I didn't bring you on to discuss this. Dude, yes. Isn't that amazing? I mean, so she kissed, I guess she kissed Jasmine Crockett's feet. I didn't see that. So he brought her on and then she like sabotaged him, bro. And fucking drops it in there. Look at her face. She knows what he did. And he's like, wait, I didn't bring you on to fucking throw Trump under the bus. Dude, he brought her on to make fun of her. Right? About like Jasmine Crockett. Did she kiss Jasmine Crockett's feet? Is that what she did? Is that what she did? Yes. Okay. She kissed Jasmine Crockett's fucking feet, okay? So she did this viral thing of kissing Jasmine Crockett's feet. And so Hannity's like, yeah, dude, we're going to bring her on to make fun of her, to fucking make fun of the Democrats, to make fun of Jasmine Crockett. And then she fucking lowers the boom, dude. Dude, this, guys, you know why I want to highlight this? Because yesterday we watched some bullshit with 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀, right? Remember? 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶𝗀 was on that like Timu Benny Johnson's podcast, and she was talking about how, oh, dude, there's nothing wrong with me going on Glenn Beck. There's nothing wrong with me going on right-wing shit. But like, dude, when somebody like Anna goes on the show, they fucking polish the knob, they kiss ass, they throw Democrats under the bus. This is the way you go on the show, right? You go on the show and you fucking drop the bomb, right? You go on the show and you fucking take the show and you own it and you hand it back to them. You give them the uppercut, right? This is how it's done, dude. And then Hannity's like, whoa, wait a second, Bill Clinton, I didn't invite you to talk about this. Dude, she owns him, bro.
Sean, it was a joke. And then you know the funniest thing about this story is Trump's all over the Epstein files, and I wonder if they're going to release that after the big bombshell. I didn't see anything about that on Fox News today.
I heard Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Okay, so let's release them. Let's release those files. Is this what passes for news? Is this what passes for news on Fox News?
Why did you kiss her feet?
Dude, oh, that is priceless, bro. That is fucking priceless. Like, dude, you gotta love it, bro. What a terrible fucking day for the Republicans. All right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, shit, dude. See, look at this, though. Okay? I want to address this because this was part of the thing here. Okay, is they're trying to exonerate Trump. These right-wing propagandists, they're saying that this person was Virginia, and Virginia said, wait a second, Donald Trump never did anything to me, so Trump is innocent. But again, guys, it doesn't matter that Trump never had sex with Virginia or that Virginia was never trafficked to Trump. Of course she wasn't. Okay, because Virginia worked at his club. Her father worked at his club. Trump was certainly not being involved with Virginia, but he knew Virginia was trafficked. He knew she was trafficked from his club, and he didn't do anything about it for 7 years, guys. That's a problem. Okay, and what's more, Donald Trump's involvement with these girls was before Virginia. It was in the 90s. Okay, Trump's involvement with the trafficking and the Jeffrey Epstein shit was in the 90s. By the 2000s, he had already bought Mar-a-Lago and he had sort of moved out. His modeling agency was closed. He had fucking moved out of the trafficking realm and he was now laundering money in Florida through Mar-a-Lago and all these Russian oligarchs and shit. He had moved on. Okay, his trafficking was in the 90s, which is why in 96, Maria Farmer called the FBI. Okay, so by the time Virginia got there, Trump was like the overlord at this point. He was out of the trafficking business, but he was still involved. He was there at Jeffrey's mansion. He knew what was going on. He was deeply connected. Nothing that Epstein didn't get found out by Trump and vice versa. You know, but they're trying to discredit this shit, okay, just because Virginia said, hey, he never did anything with me. That's what they're claiming, okay? That's their claim, and it's not going to work, okay? Dude, it's not. It's not going to work, guys, okay? Let me just tell you, I don't know if Trump is going to see prison for this. I don't know if we're going to see the full files. I don't know if we're going to see the Michael Wolff photos. But what I do know is that Trump is never going to get out from under this. Okay, this and Trump And every Republican that holds tight to Trump and engages in a denial is going to get stained from this like an ink bomb coming out of a cash bag that you stole from a bank robbery. Okay? They're never going to get out from under this, guys. Okay? They won't. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this, guys. Today is literally, this is like day one, guys. This is like the first drop. Okay? There's a water hose connected to a giant tank of water, and all we saw today was like one spray, dude. Like a fucking squirt bottle. Like, and watch Trump here. You ready? Look at this. Look at this, dude. This was today in his press conference. You ready?
Mr. President, can you respond to these Epstein emails that were released today?
Well done, Mr. President. Great job. Oh, yeah, all right.
Mr. President, can you respond to these Epstein emails that were released today?
Well done, Mr. President. Great job. I guess not.
Mr. President,
thank you. Dude, it's going to haunt this motherfucker, bro. Let's see. Oh, shit. Dude, look at this, though, guys. Dude, this is fucking Jonathan Farkas talking to Jeffrey Epstein about hanging out with Trump and Melania. Okay? And did you see this one? I feel like this one is not getting enough attention, guys. Look at this shit right here. This one is crazy. Okay? Because this is 2017. This is after Trump becomes president. Okay, in the gray area, Epstein's already a criminal, and supposedly Trump has cut all ties with him. But look at this shit, okay? It says, hope today was fun for you, right? And when are you, fun, when are you back in, hope today was fun for you, fun, when are you back in New York City? And he says, all next week. And she says, okay, Dylan will want to see you. I always want to see you. Where are you having Thanksgiving? All right? And he says, Eva, right? And she says, that means Glenn, check out his red hair. And he says, berries, color for holiday. She says, he's such a snooze. Who else is down there? He says, 𝗣𝗢𝗟𝗏, Hansen, Trump. Dude, Thanksgiving with fucking, right? With Glenn at Eva's, with 𝗣𝗢𝗟, with Hansen, with Trump. Dude, 2017, bro. Oh, not good, boss. That is like so much for the falling out, right? Oh shit. Dude, is a turducken. Dude, a turducken of perversion indeed, bro. Oh man. Dude, isn't that crazy? That shit is fucking wild, boss. Okay? That shit is just they're just wilding, bro. Donald Trump getting buried in the files as the last laugh from Epstein's ghost is the crack you've been waiting to smoke all year. Let's go, Corolla. Dude, I'm with you, boss. Oh, shit. Dude, they are flipping out, bro. Okay? They are flipping out. See, this is the thing they're trying to spin here. Okay? Is look at this. This is somebody who is a Trump fucking person. But let's just look at the Trump spin just so I can illuminate something to you. Because their timeline is off. Because look at this woman. All right? She tries to distill this down to the Trump and Epstein story, right? It says 2004, Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, learning he preyed on an underage girl. Incorrect, guys. Okay, what happened was in 2000, Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell fucking trafficked Virginia Giuffre from the club. In 2007, he banned Epstein from the club. Okay, 7 years later, after Epstein got arrested. Okay, then 2005 says Trump personally alerted authorities about Epstein's behavior. No, he did not. What ended up happening was the Palm Beach police were investigating after the stepmother of one of the victims found money that was way too much for her stepdaughter to have. It started a multi-year investigation. Epstein brought in all these lawyers. Trump talked to the attorneys of the daughters of the young girls to cover his ass and to appear like he didn't do anything wrong. Okay? Trump did not provide crucial information strengthening the case. Trump did sell out Jeffrey Epstein in whatever way benefited him. Okay, now look at, she jumps to 2017 about some executive order, but what she leaves out here is Donald Trump took the guy who let Epstein off and made him his labor secretary. Okay, now she says Epstein was arrested by federal agents under Trump. Like, hello, dude. The labor secretary who gave Epstein immunity had to resign. Now we know that Trump went and visited Prince Andrew before this took place. And dude, Trump didn't fucking arrest him because he wanted to. He had to because fucking Julie K. Brown unearthed this shit thanks to Virginia Giuffre's deposition in 2015. Okay, then the FBI did raid the island, and now more Epstein shit is coming out from the estate, his personal emails. But again, dude, this is fucking crazy. This is so, like, there's so much left out. And in fact, though, guys, one other thing I do want to be clear about is predating this. It's 1996, okay? And it's Maria Farmer. You ready? It's right here, guys. Right here. Watch this.
And his wife divorced, Ivana. He said, I inherited Trump and Ghislaine inherited Ivana. And so you'll see Ivana at the house a lot and you'll see Trump at the offices, but the twain will never cross. They'll never meet.
It was in Epstein's Manhattan office that Maria claims she had a disturbing encounter with the now president.
First time I met him was the night before I started my job. And Epstein said, I need you to come up to the offices. And I was like, it's 9 o'clock at night, you know? And I guess I'll just run up there. And he said, okay. So I get there and I'm all sweaty in running shorts. Donald Trump walks in and he was really strange. And he stood, you know, hovering and smirking, like all knowing, you know, like omniscient grin, like a Cheshire grin. So I went, I made like, I don't know, it was just an instinct. I made the ugliest face I could think of. And Epstein thought it was adorable. He walked out and he goes, oh, no, Maria, no, she's not here for you. Just like that. He emphasized, she's not here for you. He goes, come with me. And he escorts Trump. So here's Epstein's part. He escorts Trump into this other room. And Trump utters, under his breath, he mutters, oh, I thought she was 16. And I thought that was just really weird. Like it was beyond locker room talk.
Maria says she never saw Trump behave inappropriately, and the White House has contested her version of events, insisting the president never visited Epstein's offices. So when the White House says Donald Trump was never at Jeffrey Epstein's offices, is the president lying?
Oh, my heavens, yes. Yes, he's lying. Yes.
The friendship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein is well documented. For nearly 2 decades.
See, what's crazy about that, guys, is she, Maria Farmer, at this same time, her fucking underage sister, Annie, was taken by Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein to New Mexico. And Annie went to New Mexico believing she was going to be like hanging out with some other girls that Jeffrey Epstein was putting through college. Okay. Annie went to New Mexico. There were no other girls there. It was just Annie, Jeffrey and Ghelaine. Jeffrey and Ghelaine had sex parties with Annie all weekend, right? Sexually abusing her. Annie came back and told her sister, her older sister, who I believe was like 20 something at the time. And so Maria called the FBI. This was in 1996. And she reported Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, the SA in New Mexico, and she reported Donald Trump from that incident in the office with Jeffrey Epstein, 1996, a full 10 years before Epstein got arrested. And fucking, right? And nothing happened. And isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy? That is insane, guys. Now, her sister, Annie, did testify in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. And so Ghislaine Maxwell got put away because of that incident. That was part of the 20-year sentence, was Annie Farmer's testimony. There were a couple of women that testified in court against Ghislaine Maxwell when Joe Biden's DOJ tried Ghislaine Maxwell. But so she filed the original report, guys, that is conveniently left off this little right-winger's fucking schlocking, okay? Oh, dude, isn't that nuts? Bro, dude, we're in it. Now, let me just say that from here, it's not going to get, it's not going to get quieter, okay, guys? You know what I mean? Like we're at this point, this Epstein situation from here on out is not going to get quieter. This is the first opening. This is the first floodgate, guys. This is the first gate coming through, okay? Dude, look at this shit. Okay, you ready? Here's another one. Whoops. Shit, sorry. I think we should look at this one. Dude, I'm going to have to go make some videos here in a hot minute. But look at this one, bro. Oh, this one is crazy. Okay? This is 2015. Okay? And again, this is that same New York Times reporter, Thomas Landon, and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? And Landon says, now everyone coming to me thinking I have juicy info on you and Trump. This is the New York Times reporter who had been tipping Epstein off. Okay. And he says, because of this, and it's the quote from Trump, right? That says, I've known Jeffrey for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump booms from the speakerphone. He's a load of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. And he says that story will never die. Trump said that to a reporter, guys, right? Which is tacitly admitting like he knows, okay? But look at what Epstein said back to him. He said, read the UzzFeed, right? I think BuzzFeed, RE my airplane logs, and Hawaiian Tropic Contest. Now, I believe the Hawaiian Tropic Contest was when Epstein and Trump had like 50 people over to Mar-a-Lago, 50 women, and it was just Trump and Epstein, like two guys and all of these contestants. He said, have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool. And he was so focused, he walked straight through the door. So there is like some story where Trump saw young girls probably naked swimming in the pool, and he was so taken aback by it, he almost walked through the glass door, guys. Now, you ready for this? What does that sound like, guys? Does that sound like maybe the day that Michael Wolff was talking about with the photographs? Like, would that be why the girls were all laughing? Remember Michael Wolff said the Polaroids were like all the girls were laughing? Were they all laughing because Trump was so spun out he walked into the glass? And everyone was like, holy shit, what just happened to Trump? And they brought him out and snapped the photo. That may have been the photo, guys. That sounds like the description of the day where they took the wolf photos, right? Dude, you know what I'm saying? If we look at Michael Wolff in the photos, I swear to you, that's the fucking day, bro. Look at what he says, bro. Right? Let's find the video of him where he describes it. Right here.
So Epstein used to bring out this set of pictures. There were about a dozen snapshots. And among them, there are at least 3 that I remember. 2 of topless girls sitting in Trump's lap around Epstein's swimming pool, and then one with a stain on the front of Trump's pants with 3 or 4 girls laughing and pointing at it. So I have seen those pictures.
So what's your...
Doesn't it seem like that absolutely could have happened that day? Trump walks into the glass, something goes on, he can't control himself, he has a little accident, whatever, yada, yada, yada. They're out in the pool, all the topless girls in the pool. Dude, he's fucked, guys. I think he is so fucked. That sounds like it is the exact, right? It is the exact it. And look at this, dude. Thomas Massey to CNN. The vote is going to be on your record for longer than Trump is going to be president. And what are you going to do in 2028 and 2030 when you're in a debate and they say, how can we trust you? You covered up for a pedophile back in 2025, guys. I'm telling you right here, boss, this shit is going to go like next week they're voting. And now this week, all of these guys have to decide between Trump and protecting him and their own careers. And I would suspect, guys, that most of them are going to choose their careers. They're going to choose their careers unless Trump has something really big on them. Okay, now another thing is this guy, look at this guy. Dude, this guy is another closeted guy, Tim Burchett, the Mr. Drag Queen, but this guy's engaged in some next level fuckery, guys, which makes me think Trump has something on him. If Trump has something on these guys, they're going to stay quiet. But look at what Burchett's trying to do.
Hey, everybody. Tim Burchett in Washington, D.C. today, of course, trying to open up the government. But I tried to make them release the Epstein files, and I was blocked by the Democrats. This is all gamesmanship, folks.
No, he was not. He was blocked by his own people.
It's not about releasing the files. If they had something on Trump, they would have released it by now for 4 years.
Dadgummit.
More than anything in the world.
Dadgum.
And so now they blocked it, and so they can piecemeal the truth and the half-truths, both sides, of what really went down with Epstein. And it's kind of disgusting, really. But well, I tried. That's all I can tell you.
So you got to wonder, because if you look at him, bro, if you look at what he did today, he's lying. Okay, you're going to see. I'm going to show you the video right now. All right. He says, I tried to release the Epstein files today. Democrats blocked it. Right. And he says a performative lie who said he was for releasing the Epstein files but didn't sign the petition. Now he tries to save face with procedural games. You ready? Watch this, though. Watch this. Here we go.
What purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee rise?
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on the Judiciary be discharged from further consideration of H.R. 4405 and ask for its immediate consideration in the House.
Under guidelines consistently issued by successive speakers, as recorded in Section 956 of the House Rules and Manual, the chair is constrained not to entertain the request unless it has been cleared by the bipartisan floor and committee leaderships. What purpose did the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition?
Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Speaker. We Republicans are requesting this unanimous consent. Are Democrats objecting to this request?
Chair reminds the gentleman from Tennessee that as indicated by Section 956 of the House Rules and Manual, it is not a proper parliamentary inquiry to ask the chair to indicate which side of the aisle has failed under the Speaker's guidelines to clear a unanimous consent request.
See, you see what he's doing? So here's what he was, though. Let's be clear about this, because it is my understanding that what he was asking is he was asking for a unanimous consent request, which would have been a vote, but they wouldn't have recorded anybody's vote. That's what it was, okay? If 𝗙𝗫 had gotten away with this, there would have been a vote, but you would have never found out who voted how, okay? But like you need to have a bipartisan approval of that in order to do it, right? And he also, though, was trying to, you notice the way he phrased that, oh, the Democrats are doing this, and this guy's like, we can't tell you who's not approving this. And then he goes afterwards and says, oh, the Democrats blocked it, right? Because he knows the procedure, okay? So 𝗙𝗏𝗏 did something that was a bullshit procedure that he knew was going to get rejected. And then he just dropped in a line like, oh yeah, so the Democrats didn't approve this. And this guy's like, this procedure, nobody can tell you that. And then he's like, oh, the Democrats blocked it, right? So the whole thing is a fucking con, bro. Okay? The whole thing is a con. So he could then just make content about this shit. All right? Dude, it's like they're all such liars. Okay? Look at that, right? Look at this. And then what he says here too is they're throwing Hail Marys now. Does 𝗙𝗏 not realize it's on camera and it takes 2 seconds to see that he's lying? And
Hey everybody, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 just left the House floor, and I tried to do a UC unanimous consent of tried to get the Epstein files, get it straight to the floor.
Oh yeah.
Cut out all this nonsense.
Oh, cut out all this nonsense.
And the Democrats blocked it, oddly enough.
Oh yeah, the Democrats blocked it, oddly enough. Oh shit, hell, goddamn. Dadgum. Drag queen. Oh shit. I'm gonna go home to my drag queen. My wife's gonna put on a pair of knickers.
I hear they've had it for 4 years, and they obviously if there's something there about Trump, they would have released it. And now they're all, let's get it out. Well, I just made a motion to bring it straight to the dadgum floor. And
dadgum floor.
They blocked it. So this is politics. It has nothing to do with what's doing right.
Dude. So you got to wonder, what do they have on 𝗙𝗏𝗏?
What's right.
Right?
It's Washington, D.C. to a T. And again, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, but they're probably not. Thank y'all for sending me here.
Dude, what did they have on 𝗙𝗏𝗏? Right? I mean, he was Mr. Anti-Drag Queen. What did they have? Gay lover? Grindr profile? You know what I'm saying? Has he been dicking around? Like, are he and Benny Johnson a thing? Right? They've got something. I think what's going to happen is you're going to discover that the people here who run the line on Trump, he's got something on him. Everybody who doesn't turn, they've got something. Like, I think with him and Mike Johnson, it's probably gay lover, right? I think if 𝗙𝗏𝗏, I'm pretty sure with his vehement anti-gay stance, it's gay lover for him, for Lindsey Graham, for Mike Johnson, right? It's gay lover. Matt Gaetz is like, sex trafficking minors, right? There are some fucking, everybody's got something. What I'm wondering, dude, yeah, it's going to be interesting though, because now that this comes up for a vote and it comes up on the record, everybody's tied. People now have to choose: protect Trump, save my career. Because I don't think, guys, I honestly, unless you are in like the reddest of the red district, and even then you might get replaced by another Republican, but I don't think you're going to be able to vote to hide the Epstein files and win an election afterwards. I don't think it's going to be possible, guys. I honestly do not. I think this is one of those political, like, time bombs. It is a political landmine of epic proportions, man. And the crazy thing is, guys, is it wouldn't even have been this way if Trump didn't play it up so much. I mean, he made this such a big sticking point, him and all his lackeys thinking, oh, it's going to get me elected. And then they kept going with it. I mean, if he didn't get elected, if he didn't run, this probably goes away, you know, honestly. But he got elected. He used this to get elected. And now, dude, he's going to get jacked. Okay. And then look, here's the story of this thing. Okay. It says he calls a unanimous consent vote one that would let them vote anonymously. Okay. So that's what 𝗙𝗪𝗇 was trying to do. 𝗙𝗪𝗇 was going to call, let's vote right now, but it would have been unanimous consent. No on the record. Okay. You can't tell who voted what. And he wanted to just do this to get rid of the vote next week. Okay. Then he tried to force the anonymous vote, which would hide. And then he made it look like he didn't even know. Oh, shit. Wait a second. What do you mean? Right? He's like, oh, the Democrats blocked me. But he knows that you don't know who blocked. There's no way of telling who blocked. They just didn't have a bipartisan, right? They needed a bipartisan approval to do this, which they didn't get. Okay? And then he goes on CNN afterwards and says he wanted to protect people, but now he's like, oh, I want to protect the victims after he's caught in the lie. Here he is.
But you almost make the case by talking about the cherry picking that you fear to release it in full and let the public see for themselves.
Yes, ma'am. What I'm afraid is the politicians will be just taking advantage of these folks and putting out things. Because everybody knows Jeffrey Epstein was a world-class name dropper, and I hope he's burning in hell right now. But the reality is that there'll be people in those files. I mean, you yourself understand the law profession probably better than most, and that there are things that have been discussed, that have been adjudicated possibly and gone over that are not accurate, and then we're just going to release all of that.
Oh, dude, is he in there? Dude, you got to wonder if he's in there. He's like, oh, dadgum, I'm worried that I might be in the dadgum files. Me and Benny Johnson. There might be photos of me and Benny Johnson at the 𝗃𝗃𝗃.
I think there should be a method to clarify these ladies that don't want to be in there, the innocent people that are in there that could be removed. So
yeah, he's probably him and Lindsay's more his speed, right?
So I just because somebody flew on his dadgum plane doesn't mean they're a pedophile.
Just because somebody flew on his dadgum plane doesn't mean he's a pedophile. But guys, you notice that he didn't go on CNN and finish his story about, oh, the Democrats blocked this. Dude, see, they've got something on him, bro. They have got something on him. And I will say this. You ready? I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys, and I'm going to say that if you went on Jeffrey Epstein's jet, that doesn't mean that you're a pedophile, all right? But if you went on Jeffrey Epstein's jet, I'm pretty sure you end up knowing he's a pedophile. And especially if they had teenage girls with him or they were going to the island. Everybody who went to Jeffrey's house, everybody who spent time with him and was in his like friendly emailing everyday circle or emailing, they all knew. We saw the fucking photo, the cartoon, the drawing in the birthday book. They knew. If you read Virginia Giuffre's book, I'm reading it right now, the first time she went into Epstein's house, all the walls were covered with naked photographs of teenage girls, guys. His fucking house, bro. If you went into his house, you knew. It was obvious. These people, they knew. Okay? They knew. They all knew. On that note, I know. Now it's time to go make some videos. Dude, everybody knew. Do you think Epstein was pimping cabana boys on the side for Mike Johnson types? I mean, dude, I think that, like, here's what I do know. You ready? Right? Here's what I know in answer to that question. Look at this, right? Dude, 2014, from Epstein to Peter Thiel, that was fun. See you in 3 weeks. Oh, shit, bro. Right? Dude, right? Oh, shit. That was fun. See you in 3 weeks. I mean, dude, Thiel was at the island, right? He had a lot of meetings with these people. Yeah, I think he dealt on both sides of the spectrum, boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm certain he got some cabana boys for some of these guys as well, right? I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? Oh, shit, dude. And tax advice. Look at this, though. Remember the clip? Remember the clip about Thiel?
Times as well. And I think...
There we go.
You know, I met Epstein a few times as well. And I think...
How'd you get introduced?
It was Reid Hoffman in Silicon Valley introduced us in 2014. But it was basically...
It was... Let me be real careful.
Didn't check, didn't ask enough questions about it. But I think there were sort of a lot of things where it was fraudulent. I do think Epstein knew a lot about taxes.
Oh, he knew a lot about taxes.
And there were probably, these complicated ways you could structure a nonprofit organization.
Oh, a nonprofit, of course.
Especially as a way in a marital context that I think Epstein might have known a decent amount.
Oh yeah, look at this.
When you were introduced to him,
I don't think Epstein would have been able to, comment on superstring theory or something like that. Right. But I think this sort of thing he might have actually been pretty expert on.
When you were introduced to him, how was he described to you?
So he's saying, yeah, I think I met him because he knew a lot about taxes, and yet, oh, where is it? Dude, where's my shit, boss? Oh shit, I have all my windows. And yet, let me get this, sorry. Right? He knew a lot about taxes, and yet, does that sound like a tax meeting? That was fun. See you in 3 weeks, right? Now, guys, I've had many a tax guy, okay? I have had many a tax guy. I've, been a musician, a solo artist, ran my own record label, ran my own recording studio out of my house. I've had many meetings with the tax guy. And they've never ended like that, right? Oh, that was fun. See you in 3 weeks. That was fun with you on my jet. Isn't that funny, bro? Dude, Trump is fucking cooked, boss. Oh, shit, dude. He is cooked. Look at this. Epstein and Trump, 491,000 tweets. Dude, Epstein emails 310,000. Bro. Dude, look at this shit. Dude, he is so cooked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, and the lies, and this is day one, bro. Look at this one. Oh, this one's good, dude. This one is good. We're going to end here, and then we're going to dance. You ready? Speak today, right? And yes, in New York City, actually, right? You're man of the people. And then he does a link, right, to Branson, okay? And then he replies, what does Rumler say, his attitude toward, it's okay, he didn't wreck world and avoided scandal. What does Rumler say, his attitude towards women? And then he responds, Epstein does, saying, recall I've told you I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. So yes, dangerous. And I mean, that's saying something, guys, right? Not one decent cell in his body. Not one, dude. Dadgum. That sounds dadgum like, it sounds accurate, okay? Right? I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Dude, 2017, guys, okay? You know what I mean? Dude, that is fucking crazy. Right? There they are. There's many of the victims, dude. That's a small collection. There's like 1,000 of them, guys. Right? It's fucking crazy, bro. Dude, look at, here's another one. You ready? Look at this one. Okay? This one is Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? This is Epstein to somebody blanked. Look at this one, guys. 2017. Remember, Ghislaine said, Trump, I've never seen him at the house, right? Trump's like, oh, I don't have anything to do with this guy. I ended my friendship. Okay? I ended my friendship back in 2007. This is 10 years later. Look at it. Epstein says, you're welcome at my house always and more private. Very well. Just send me the address again and the code to the door so I can get to the second floor. The second floor is where the massages happened. Okay, where the abuse happened in the second floor, the giant bathroom where they had the massage table. The code to the door so I can get to the second floor and send me the day and time. And he says, 10 p.m., should I bring special cake from New York? Whatever special cake from New York is that a girl? Like, what is that? There's some kind of code. He says, sorry, that is 2512 for the gate. Okay, and then Jeffrey says, yes. And then the person says, I am at the door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come early and find Trump in your house. Bro, look at that. No way. Dude, Epstein says, should I bring special cake from New York for the second floor where the massages happen? And then checking in, sorry, is that 2512 for the gate? Yes. And then the person says, I'll wait for my time. I don't want to come early and find Trump at your house. This one right here is damning. That's in 2017. Okay? So there's some code word about cake from New York or whatever. Is that a person? Is that a party favor? Is that code for a massage? We know the second floor, though, is massage. And I don't want to come early to find Trump in your house. Like, so, dude, they know, right? They know, guys. They all know Trump was in this shit, right? And yeah, they all want to avoid seeing Trump because Trump was a frequent flyer, guys. Okay? He was a frequent motherfucking flyer. Right? Dude, isn't that crazy? Yeah, cake is, special cake from New York. I mean, that's probably, that may have been, some fucking, code word for some type of girl, right? But that is so telling, the code to the door so I can get to the second floor, and then I don't want to come early and find Trump. Like, bro, like, homie's going down, okay? Homie is going down because the second floor, dude, was where you have this. Okay, there's this red couch. Okay, if we go to Palm Beach, okay, right? If we go to Palm Beach, there was this bathroom in the second floor. Okay, there it is. Here it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, there's the second floor bathroom with this giant shower, the red couch. This was where the massage table was. There's a bunch of photos here that you can't see that include further in, closer to the camera, right? Over here that are all like drawings and photographs of underage girls and without clothing, okay? This was one of the exhibit photos from Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, okay? This was where it went down, guys. There was a massage table in this room. And if you listen to Ghislaine Maxwell's, or I mean, if you read Virginia Giuffre's book, there was a very clear process here, guys, that went down. I'm going to describe to you what happened with all of these girls. Girl comes in the front door. She's met by Ghislaine, or she's met by Sarah Kellen, or she's met by Leslie Groff. It was usually Ghislaine or Sarah Kellen. They were the two primary sort of caretakers of the girls. The girl would be met at the front door. She would be let in. She would be taken up the stairs to this room. Jeffrey Epstein would be on the fucking, the massage table already like disrobed. The event would take place with either the girl and Jeffrey Epstein, or it would be the girl and Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein. It was not uncommon for it to be a threesome. All right. Or whomever else was up there partaking. If it wasn't Jeffrey Epstein, it could be Trump. It could be the person in that email. Then, when it was done, the girl would then bathe them. There was a steam shower in this room that was like a shower steam room that would fill up with steam. They would then bathe Epstein or bathe the person like a servant in the steam room, or Ghislaine, and or occasionally there would be additional foot massaging or what have you. Then afterwards, the girl would be led downstairs to the kitchen and she would wait there. And then Jeffrey Epstein would come in and there was like a big black duffel bag, and Jeffrey Epstein would open that duffel bag. It was filled with cash, and he would give $200 or $300 to the girl. And then she would be taken to the door where his driver, his houseman, Juan Alessi, would put the girl in a Chevy Suburban, a black Chevy Suburban, and drive them home. And that was how it went. There was a pickup, a delivery, the thing went through, the money bag showed up, they were paid, they were put in a Suburban, they were driven home. And now these girls were from broken homes. They had been sexually abused by their parents, by their stepfathers, by whatever, coaches, etc. So they were girls that were already being preyed upon from having come from broken homes. They didn't have any parental figures that were looking out for them. And it was like $200, $300 a time. Eventually, they were recruited to bring friends. They could get out of being abused if they brought other girls into the fold. And that was the game that he had. But that's where it took place. But man, that email, right? Looking at that email, guys, like, let's find that fucking email. All right. If we go back to that email right there, where is it? Right? This one. Okay. So seeing what I just told you about that, and it's very clearly told in Virginia Giuffre's book, and it is very clearly mentioned among other survivors. This was just Epstein's El Brio mansion. Okay. El Brio Way. This is the person talking about the code to the door so I can get to the second floor. This is what was on the second floor, right? And then I'm at the door. I'll wait for my time. I don't want to come early and find Trump there. I don't want to be around the skeezer Trump. So, dude, there were other people that were, part of this, that were part of the special cake from New York, okay? Yeah, they were not on the second floor, guys, having a prayer vigil. And no, it's not Special K the drug. Dude, Jeffrey Epstein didn't do drugs, Amanda. He was vehemently anti-drug, anti-alcohol. He didn't even like fucking, you know what I'm saying? He didn't even like nicotine. No drugs were allowed in his house. He was like vehemently, Epstein was anti-drug. And Trump is pretty anti-drug too, okay? You know what I'm saying? Cake is not about a drug. It's about, it's code word for something related to women. This was all sex. You know what I'm saying? This was all sex, guys. All right. But I love you guys. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys. Oh, shit. You ready? I'm going to go make some videos, baby. I'm going to make a lot of videos. Boss, I'll be honest, guys. I don't think drugs were involved in this. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so deceitful. Getting girls drugged out and then abusing them is like anybody could get girls drugged out and abuse them. only the rich and powerful could like do all this sober and get away with it. Because what they did was they threatened the girls. When they got the money from that black duffel bag down in the kitchen, you know what Epstein did? Let me just show you how deep this ran. So Virginia Giuffre talks about the first time she did it, okay? They brought her there. She thought it was this big thing, and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine both abused her in that room. The two of them did. She was 16. Then they took her down. They gave her money. They sent her with Juana Lecce in the Suburban back home, and they asked her to come back the next day, which she did. She didn't want to, but she was just like, you know, caught up in this thing and the money, and like she was trying to get out of this situation at her parents' house. She went back the next day. You know what happened the next day, guys? The next fucking day, Epstein, when they went to the kitchen, Jeffrey Epstein had a photograph of her younger brother in the kitchen. Day 2. And she's like, after the abuse, she saw a photo of her younger brother. Why is there a photo of my younger brother here? And he's like, we know where he goes to school. So, right? They threatened their lives, guys. In addition to paying money, they were threatening their families. They knew everything about these girls, okay? And they leveraged very clear threats. If you say anything, we're going to kill your entire fucking family, right? That's what went down, guys. And I mean, this guy was like wealthy as shit, a bag of fucking cash. Everybody believed it, you know, as they should have. It was like there was no, you know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with drugs. This was power, guys. This was wealth and power, okay? It was wealth and power and threats, and this was beyond some dudes getting girls fucked up and taking advantage of them. This was like the real deal, man. This was, you know, this shit is fucking, it's dark, guys. It is dark, man. You know, it's fucking dark, dude. Think about that. Think about, you know, because what happened with Virginia is the way they lured her, guys, was they told her that Jeffrey Epstein was going to help her become a massage therapist. That's what happened. Her dad drove her to Epstein's mansion after work at Mar-a-Lago, and she went in there thinking, he's going to help me become a massage therapist. And her life at that point, Virginia Giuffre, she had been sent to like, you know, an abusive, like, you know, camp for teenagers that parents send their kids to. Her father had molested her. She got sent to this camp where there was all kinds of abuse. She had been pimped out by Ron Eppinger. She had had every bad thing that you could imagine happen to her. And this beautiful, aristocratic British woman who's friends with Donald Trump says, come with me to this millionaire's house. We're going to help you finally get your life on track. And then they abused her. And then they started trafficking her to other people. I mean, dude, they picked girls that were at like the bottom, and then they like double fucked them over and then threatened all their family members' lives. Like, these people are like you don't get lower than this, guys. You know what I'm saying? You don't get lower than this. And this is our fucking president. All right, you ready to dance? I'm ready to dance, goddammit. All right, edit mode, baby. Here we go. Unfucking believable, bro. Dude, Trump, Satan, you know? Dude, the Trump Satan thing is not like, that's not altogether off the mark, bro. Dude, yeah. Dude, and Peter Thiel, though, heard, well, but he's a good tax guy. Right? Dude. Oh, shit, boss. You ready? Are you ready? I'm ready, bro. I don't know about you, but not only am I ready to dance, but I'm ready to blow the doors off this shit, boss. Right? I want to blow the doors Off of this stuff, boss. Oh. I do. Dude, I literally think that I don't think there is a more sociopathic or abusive human being than Donald Trump. Right now, in American, like, if you were to look in all of politics and entertainment, I think the only guy that maybe is worse than him would be Harvey Weinstein, maybe. But even then, I'm not sure, okay? I literally think that Trump is the most toxic, sociopathic, rotten human being, right? I mean, Stephen Miller, like, has the personality, but I don't think Stephen Miller, he's just not done nearly the shit. But if you look in entertainment, I think you have Trump and Weinstein, and they're, like, in a class by themselves. Like, they are, and think about this, guys. The American Christians have sold their soul to this man. This is who evangelical Christians have tied themselves to. Like, wow. Talk about doing the devil's bidding, bro. Jesus H. Christ. All right, you ready to dance? Let's fucking go, baby. Dude, I'm ready to dance, dude. Clown Prince, he can burn. He certainly can, boss. Let's fucking go. Let's go, dude. They're gonna burn, guys. Believe me, they're going to fucking burn, dude. All of these guys, they're going down, bro. They are going down. We're gonna make them go down, boss. Right now, though, we're gonna fucking dance. We're gonna, a little deja vu is coming in hot. All right, you ready? Let's get it. Let's get it. Dude, that was crazy, boss. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna make some videos overnight. It's got a lot of Epstein shit. I imagine the Epstein stuff's gonna dominate the news cycles for a little bit. But dude, we're just getting started, man. This shit is gonna be crazy. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Thank you fucking for being great. I appreciate the support. I can dance. I can dance. I like to cut a rug, dude. I do. I like to fucking get real. But I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big love, baby. Big love, baby. Thank you.
just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better,